said, Carson, this storm's not going to be nearly as catastrophic or strong as Ian was.
No, we're still going to have some issues, guys, but as far as what we saw with Ian back in September, nothing like that is expected with Nicole. I'll give you a little update on Nicole's track in our next half hour. We have a chance to see a few showers with it by Friday morning here at home, but this morning it's all quiet. That is the view of the shoals, of course, where the temperature is 58 degrees. We're all waking up in that mid to upper 50s range. Good idea to have that light jacket with you this morning. Wave 31 Storm Tracker Early Warning Radar Network is a clean sweep. We will stay completely dry from our radar sites in the shoals, Decatur and Guntersville on this Wednesday. Plenty of sunshine go around, maybe a few thin clouds, that's all. Our high temperatures today are about 10 degrees cooler than where we've been the last couple of days, but it's still above average for this time of year. 73 is that forecast high. And yes, we did break another record on Tuesday, 84. That is how hot it got in Huntsville yesterday. Can you believe it? The previous record was 83. That was set back in 2005. A couple of reasons why we're going to start to cool things down today. One, we did have a cold front move through last night, a dry cold front, of course, but two, the wind. It's coming out of the east and southeast, ushering in some of that drier air, so it's not going to be as humid over the next couple of days. And you notice that breeze is going to stay with us today and tomorrow, maybe around 15 to 20 miles per hour. And then that wind may get a little bit closer to 25 miles per hour by Friday morning as what's left of Nicole just scoots by our neck of the woods. Here we go with future radar. You see those clouds starting to move into our southern tier around 2 o'clock this afternoon. This is more of that thin cloud cover, but it's actually in association with Nicole as it starts to get closer to Florida and eventually turn north towards Georgia and the Carolinas. We'll stay dry overnight, but you see those clouds stay with us. Temperatures in the upper 40s to near 50 when you wake up on Thursday morning, but the rain chances hold off until after sunset tomorrow night. You notice by 7 o'clock Thursday evening, could start to have a couple of showers in northeast Alabama, but the better rain chances hold off until sunrise Friday morning and really for the first half of the day on Friday. Two weather features, of course. There's what's left of Nicole. It's going to make a quick right turn as soon as it gets towards, let's say, Tallahassee, Florida. So that's why we're just going to have a glancing blow with a few showers here at home. Better rain chances will be in our eastern counties where we could actually see maybe a ½ inch, 1 inch of rain perhaps if you live along the Georgia state line. So as Nicole moves to the north and east, here comes our next cold front. This is the much anticipated cold front. No rain with it. We will stay dry, just some more clouds, that's all. But as this front moves through Friday night and early Saturday, you will definitely notice it with those colder temperatures. Saturday 54, Sunday 51, plenty of sunshine. It's going to be a gorgeous weekend, just downright chilly. Look at those overnight lows. Sunday morning here in the city, we're going to go around 30. Outlying areas will most certainly be in the 20s by Sunday morning. And as far as the 7-day is concerned, well, once that cool air arrives, it is here to stay. We remain in the mid-50s through most of next week with another system that could bring a more widespread soaking rain by next Tuesday.
All right, Carson, thank you so much. 20 minutes after 6, and there is a winner for that all-time record high Powerball jackpot prize. And an officer unlike any other who this cadet will be serving.
country music's biggest night is almost here.
Almost.
And of course, you can catch it all on Way 31.
Yeah, so the CMA Awards air tonight. Entertainer of the Year, two-time, by the way. Luke Bryan is actually hosting that show along with former NFL star Peyton Manning.
Done a couple of script reads, and it's where, like, we're kind of timing the jokes and making sure they all go well, and then from there, Peyton and I'll put our little spin on them.
Something else you'll see on tonight's CMA Awards, of course, tributes to three legendary, all of them Country Music Hall of Fame members who've died in the past year. That includes, of course, Loretta Lynn, Naomi Judd, and now,
Just
as
recently.
of this week, Fort Payne native Jeff Cook from the band Alabama. A very sad loss that we're all dealing with.
But no doubt the CMAs will do it right, honoring those
They will do
folks.
it right. And, of course, they air again right here on Way 31 starting at 7 o'clock tonight. A great show to get to watch.
Well, there's a new billionaire in the U.S., and all they have to do is claim a winning ticket.
So a lottery leaders say whoever matched all 6 of those numbers bought that ticket in California. The winner has yet to come forward, though, to claim that $2 billion prize. But the store's owner where that ticket got bought,
There he is.
also a big old winner, a whopping $1 million winner.
Well, one police department is training a new cadet with some unique responsibilities.
Yeah, Benelli is a 2-year-old dog who has been trained to comfort and service veterans. So he'll actually serve this department in Virginia by comforting victims of crime. The police chief says that pup is already on the street and knows about 50 commands already. Has his own Instagram page.
Also knows when when a belly rub's nice, good belly rub.
Oh, good belly rub.
I thought video was just so cute. I couldn't resist. Carson?
It's the simple things in life, right? We got plenty of sunshine today, and it will be cooler, yes, in the 70s, but still pretty mild. We'll talk about when the big time chill arrives, coming up at 6:30.
There will soon be professional soccer being played here at Joe Davis Stadium. I'm Luke Hydash, live this morning in South Huntsville with the big announcement the new pro team's going to make today.
You're watching Alabama Broadcasters Station of the Year. Coverage you can count on. We 31 Morning News starts now.
Y'all, we did it!
Well, midterm election results are in, including, of course, Governor Kay Ivey winning another bid for governor. Alabama's leaders for the next several years will bring you all those results.
Yeah, she's happy this morning. Another school district keeping kids home after a virus outbreak. What doctors say is causing that surge of sickness.
Plus, remembering a country music icon from North Alabama, the impact Jeff Cooks had left on his hometown of Fort Payne. Thanks so much for joining us on this Wednesday morning, November 9th. Plenty to get to this morning. I'm Megan Reyna.
And I'm Chris Tatum. We want to start, though, right now in our Way 31 Weather Center. Storm tracker meteorologist Carson Meredith. Change coming.
Change coming, Carson.
And that change starts today. We're a few degrees cooler this afternoon. Still pretty mild, though. That's the view of Decatur. Gorgeous sunrise underway. You have any sunrise photos? Let's see them. Go to my social media pages, Facebook and Twitter. Your photos might be on air at midday today. Temperature-wise, we're in the upper 50s, 57 in Morgan County. Kind of a wide range of temperatures wherever you are. 58 in Huntsville, that is. But look at Scottsboro. Down to 46 this morning in Jackson County. 54 up in Fayetteville. 58 in Muscle Shoals. 54 in Moulton. And 57 in Coleman. Way 31 Storm Tracker Early Warning Radar Network, of course, is nice and quiet. It will stay that way all day long. Heading out the door this morning, plenty of sunshine, maybe a few of those thin clouds throughout the day. Temperatures up to 60 by 9 a.m. And your forecast high, as we mentioned, still mild, but a good bit cooler and more comfortable too. 73 this afternoon, and we'll keep those temperatures in the 70s for the rest of the week, but rain chances also make a comeback. We'll explain in a few minutes.
Carson, thank you. Well, we want to get straight to those election results from the midterms.
So Republican Katie Britt is actually making history this morning. That's because she's the first woman Alabama has ever elected to the U.S. Senate. She beat Democrat Will Boyd. Now, she says she now plans to focus on supporting law enforcement, farmers, and families.
You'll hear that I may be the youngest Republican woman in history elected to the U.S. Senate.
Britt will fill the seat held right now by Senator Richard Shelby. He's retiring after 35 years in the Senate.
Madison County Commissioner Dale Strong is getting ready to head to Washington. He'll represent Alabama's 5th Congressional District. Strong says he's ready to work with other U.S. lawmakers to get his policies passed.
We've got to bring the House and the Senate together and people that understand energy independence. America's got to have that. You look at this southern border, doesn't matter what community I was in, people are concerned about this southern border.
Well, this morning, Strong will lead the Madison County Commission meeting at 10 o'clock, but Governor Kay Ivey will now have to elect a new Madison County Commission chairman to take over his role. In the 5th Congressional District, incumbent Robert Adderholt had no problems with his race. The Republican beat Democratic challenger Rick Neighbors with 80% of the votes. Adderholt's been in Washington since 1997. We are still waiting for more results to come in before we know who controls Congress for the next 2 years. But Republicans are trying to take a slight majority from Democrats in both chambers. So right now, as of this morning, Republicans hold an edge in the House with almost 200 races called in their favor. In the Senate, things are tied with 4 races undecided.
Well, Governor Kay Ivey is celebrating a big old victory, as you saw just a moment ago. Ivey got more than 65% of the vote and defeated her Democratic challenger Yolanda Flowers. Ivey says she will now put a big focus on improving education across the state over the next 4 years.
We're investing a record amount of funds towards our educational institutions, investments that will lead to real, meaningful changes that will benefit our students and teachers for years and decades to come.
This, by the way, will be Ivey's second full term as governor.
Republican Wes Allen will become Alabama's new Secretary of State. Allen defeated Democrat Pamela Lafayette with more than 65% of the vote. Allen will take the office from John Merrill, who had been serving in that office since 2015. Across the state line, incumbent Tennessee Governor Bill Lee will serve another 4 years in office. He won more than 65% of the vote.
Well, Democrat John Fetterman will represent Pennsylvania in the U.S. Senate. Now, he beat Republican challenger and celebrity surgeon Dr. Oz with 50% of the vote to Oz's 47%. Democrats consider this race critical to them keeping power in the Senate. But 4 other critical Senate races, Georgia's, Arizona's, Nevada's, and Wisconsin's, all still undecided. So who holds power in the Senate? Not yet decided.
Right, like we were mentioning.
Well, speaking of that Georgia Senate race, though, right now, Democratic incumbent Raphael Warnock does hold a slight lead over his Republican challenger, Herschel Walker. Well, you can find results from all these races and more on our website, waytv.com. And also when you download our Way 31 News app, keep in mind we can give you only so many of them here on television, but there's a long list of them there.
Time is 6:35 today. Scottsboro City Schools joins the growing list of districts trying to stop a virus outbreak. Students will learn virtual today and tomorrow. School leaders haven't said how many students are staff are sick or what they're sick with. And while schools are closed, workers will clean and sanitize those classrooms. Well, doctors say there's a significant spread of flu across much of our state. Health leaders say the majority of cases could have been prevented with a flu shot. Some doctors say the early surge in cases could be a result of fewer pandemic-related safety measures like masking, but that may not be the case here in the South.
I think in the South, we've been fairly open with our masking kind of around one another, and we saw cases of RSV and other respiratory viruses in the summer last year. So it seems a little bit off that it would be due to the masks coming off now, at least in the Southeast.
As more people become sick from the flu or RSV, Huntsville hospital leaders are urging you not to come to the ER unless it's absolutely necessary. They say if you or a child are experiencing flu-like symptoms, you can go to the hospital's fever and flu clinic. You can also go to one of Huntsville Hospital's 3 urgent care locations. Well, happening today, we'll have a better idea of what Huntsville's pro soccer team will look like.
And Way 31's Luke Hydas joining us live right now from Joe Davis Stadium, where that team will one day play. Hey, Luke.
Sun coming up here, Kristen, Megan, for these workers who are spending another day renovating the old home of the Huntsville Stars. But today, when they go to bed, they will know what the new team will be playing here, as well as the rest of North Alabama. Today, we are going to learn the name, the look, everything about this new team that is coming here to Huntsville to play professional soccer. That unveiling and that big announcement all starts tonight at 6 o'clock at the Mars Music Hall. And there's a lot of excitement about this. You've got leaders from the Nashville Soccer Club coming into town. That's the affiliate of the team for that announcement tonight, as well as local city leaders, including the mayor, Tommy Battle. After today, the team really hoping to pick up steam with North Alabama fans and get more support from the community here for that excitement for when soccer comes here later next year. Joe Davis is going to have about 6,000 seats when all is said and done with the renovations, and city leaders want every single one of them full when play starts. When will that be? Well, renovations here at Joe Davis expected to wrap up in May of 2023, and city leaders don't expect it to take long after that for these seats to be full and players to play professional soccer in the Rocket City. Live in Huntsville this morning, Luke Hydash, Way 31 News.
Well, Huntsville city leaders are getting ready to open the city's first fitness court. Plans to host a ribbon-cutting ceremony at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning at John Hunt Park. That outdoor court can actually give you a full-body workout in just 7 minutes or so, the city claims.
We'll have to test it out,
yes,
Chris.
we will. It also will double, by the way, as a public art installation. Happy today, the Huntsville Citizens Advisory Committee hosting its last meeting of this year.
So you have a chance to voice any of your concerns, but also learn more about the department at 5:30 tonight at the Dr. Richard Showers Recreation Center on Blue Spring Road. So members of the department and also leaders within Huntsville Police will talk about use of force and the training that goes into use of force, also the training that goes into determining what exactly is a threat. So when is it appropriate to defend yourself as an officer? Could learn a lot tonight.
And happening today, some people in Madison County will be without water for several hours. The Madison County Water Department shutting off water at 8 o'clock this morning for its customers who live in the Doug Hill Mill Circle Raintree Road area. But they do hope to have that water back on by 2 this afternoon. I think they're hoping people are at work or at school and it won't have as much of an effect.
6:39, it is a gorgeous start to this Wednesday. That is the view of Albertville from the Sand Mountain Park and Amphitheater. But you see our camera is shaking just a little bit. That is because the wind is starting to pick up, and you'll notice that breeze throughout the day. Could have some gust actually around 15, maybe 20 miles per hour. Visibility so far so good outside of Giles County, Tennessee. So if you're heading up towards Pulaski, up I-65 this morning, may have some dense fog as soon as you cross the state line. But here in Alabama, we are just fine. Of course, if that changes, we will let you know. Temperature-wise, we're in the mid-50s right now. Definitely want that light jacket this morning. You could probably get away without that jacket this afternoon. Cooler, but still mild. 73 is that forecast high today, and we will remain in that low to mid-70s range for the rest of the work week. But you see those rain chances are back on Friday, and that is thanks to what's left of what will soon become Hurricane Nicole. We'll have the latest on Nicole's track from the National Hurricane Center in a few minutes.
Carson, thank you. 6:40 right now. Billionaire Elon Musk making money moves.
Oh, he's paying for new Twitter expenses. Welcome back, everybody. Well, people around the world are mourning the death of Fort Payne native and country music supergroup Alabama founding member Jeff Cook right now. Cook died Monday after a long battle with Parkinson's disease. He formed the band Alabama with his cousins, Randy Owen and Teddy Gentry. They ruled the country music charts back in the 1980s. They are members of the Country Music Hall of Fame. Despite all that success, though, people who knew Cook say he never lost touch with his Fort Payne roots.
Jeff even opened his recording studio, Cook Sound, right there in Fort Payne, as a way of kind of giving back, because he said there were so many musicians in this area like us who needed, a step up.
Well, Cook sang and played several instruments for Alabama. He was 73 years old.
What a legend.
Indeed, and a loss.
A loss, yes. Well, a federal judge reviewing documents seized from former President Donald Trump's Florida home wants to hear from lawyers on both sides. Next month, the special master will hear arguments from Trump's lawyers and federal prosecutors. He'll then make a recommendation on what documents federal prosecutors will have access to. More than 22,000 pages of records were seized back in August.
Well, happening today, more than 10,000 Facebook workers will actually be out of work by the end of the day. The company actually says it hired those workers based on Facebook's projected growth, but says that growth has since slowed, and now it's forced to lay off those workers to protect profits. And it appears billionaire Elon Musk is selling stock in one of his companies to keep another afloat. A new government report shows Musk has sold nearly $4 billion of Tesla stock since buying Twitter last month. Well, he says Twitter is struggling right now because many companies have stopped advertising on that social media site.
New this morning, a new aid package for Ukraine from the U.S. could contain electric generators. Comes as Russia is attacking power stations across Ukraine. Earlier this week, more than 4 million Ukrainians were without power.
I don't have anything to announce today. I can say that this is under discussion in terms of how the U.S. and allies and partners can assist. Again, without getting ahead, looking at things like generators, water purification, heaters, things like that.
So far, nearly 20 EU countries have supplied Ukraine with generators. Right now, Florida is under a state of emergency as Tropical Storm Nicole barrels towards the coastline. The storm's expected to be upgraded to a hurricane before landfall. Right now, people are boarding up windows and stocking up on food, water, and gas.
Today is the day to get ready. Make sure you have your preparedness kit, your disaster supplies ready, food and water. Make sure your gas tank is full. Make sure you have medicine and prescriptions, cash on hand.
Now, the storm comes only 2 months after Hurricane Ian hit the state, killing at least 130 people. And that storm's forcing the Artemis 1 rocket mission launch to be pushed back yet again. The next launch attempt will be November 16th for that uncrewed launch. The first 2 attempts were halted because of fuel leaks. The Artemis 1 mission will send the spacecraft on a test mission around the moon. Want to get a check of our forecast back here at home with Storm Tracker meteorologist Carson Meredith.
Yeah, so Carson, we are talking about something I've been looking forward to, a cool down starting today.
You know, I think a lot of us have been looking forward to this
I'm even looking forward to it now.
Yeah, we all are. Today's kind of a transition day, if you will, from the heat to more mild temperatures, but that big chill holds off until this weekend. This morning, not too bad. Actually, a very nice morning. Temperatures in the mid to upper 50s. We've got plenty of sunshine out there. And that, of course, means the way 31 Storm Tracker early warning radar network will stay nice and quiet. Temperatures climbing back up to 60 by 9 a.m., then 70 by noon. Spectacular day for your lunch break outside. Why not? Then we'll start to have a few clouds filtering in, especially this afternoon and tonight. We'll stay dry, and our high temperatures, as we mentioned, still mild, but about 10 degrees cooler than yesterday in the mid-70s. Chores around the house, need to rake some leaves. A lot of those leaves continue to fall. Should be just fine today and during the daytime hours tomorrow. Outside of that wind, you already probably noticed it this morning. That wind has picked up a good bit. We could see some gusts both today and Thursday around 15, maybe 20 miles per hour. Now, as far as Thursday's rain chances, again, during the day tomorrow, we'll be just fine. Could have a few more clouds, that's it. The rain will hold off until late tomorrow night and likely closer to Friday morning. The first half of your Friday is going to be wet. We'll have some showers around thanks to, I should say, Tropical Storm Nicole, which will kind of give a glancing blow, if you will, to North Alabama Friday morning. Here's future radar with those temperatures. See those clouds moving in our southern counties around 2 o'clock this afternoon, overspreading all of North Alabama later on tonight. But despite those clouds moving in, it'll be a cool start to the day tomorrow in the upper 40s, close to 50. We'll keep those clouds around throughout the day on Thursday, but we will stay dry. This particular forecast model tries to squeeze out a couple of showers tomorrow evening, let's say around 6 or 7 o'clock, but the higher rain chances will be while we're sleeping Thursday night. night, and we'll have some of those showers around for the Friday morning drive. So there's that latest track on Tropical Storm Nicole. Notice it's expected to become, as Megan just mentioned, a Category 1 hurricane. Later on this afternoon, landfall closer to Fort Pierce, Florida, just north of Fort Lauderdale later on tonight. But look at this sharp right-hand turn it makes towards Tallahassee, Florida, and then eventually back into Georgia and the Carolinas. Now, the center of Nicole will stay to our east, so that means just a few showers to contend with. See that pretty well here on our long-term future radar. Higher rain chances will be in our eastern counties. If you're in Jackson or DeKalb counties, you may see around a half-inch of rain out of the system. Those of you in the shoals, on the other hand, may not see a drop of rain. So as Nicole moves out, our attention turns to this next cold front that arrives Friday night. No moisture with it, but it is still a very strong cold front. And as that front moves through, much colder air settles in. We are definitely at the top of the temperature roller coaster, and we're about to take a nosedive. 73 today, 75 tomorrow, and then by Saturday, we're at 54. Sunday, we're at 51. Those are your high temperatures this weekend. Still plenty of sunshine, a nice fall weekend for sure. Just downright cold. In fact, we'll see those overnight lows here in the city around 30 and down into the 20s in those outlying areas. That again this weekend.
All right, Carson, thank you so much. It is 6:50 right now on your Wednesday morning.
And up next is your Wait 31 Fastcast. Those headlines you need to know as you head out the door this morning. We'll be right back.
Coming up here on GMA, I am live at Cocoa Beach. The high tide is just coming in. We have less than 24 hours until Nicole makes landfall. Should make landfall just south of here. We will be timing it all out and telling you what to expect impact-wise. A lot of folks have friends, family that have now made their trips down to Florida, and a lot of folks are looking at this late season storm. On top of all that, of course, we've got the midterm election results. Some of the votes still being counted. We're going to tell you what that means for President Biden's agenda, and of course, former President Trump as well. That and so much more coming up right here on GMA.
Welcome back, everyone. It is 6:54.
And time to get you ready to head out the door with these top headlines of this Wednesday morning. Well, the midterm election's over, but it's still up in the air who will control the U.S. Senate. Republican Katie Britt won the Alabama seat up for grabs. Well, that leaves the Senate perfectly balanced right now, each party with 49% of power, but 4 key races: Georgia, Arizona, Nevada, and Wisconsin, all still undecided. And by the way, Katie Britt making history this morning as the first ever Alabama woman elected to the Senate.
Madison County Commissioner Dale Strong is getting ready to head to Washington. He'll represent Alabama's 5th congressional district. Governor Kay Ivey will now need to elect a new Madison County Commission chairman to take over his role.
Well, Governor Ivey celebrating a big victory this morning. She took more than 65% of the vote over her Democratic challenger, Yolanda Flowers. She says she'll now put a big emphasis on improving education across the state over the next 4 years.
Today, students at Scottsboro City Schools will learn virtual today and tomorrow. The district's trying to stop a virus outbreak. School leaders haven't said how many students and staff are sick or what they're sick with. And while schools are closed, those workers will clean and sanitize classrooms.
Well, people around the world mourning the death of Fort Payne native and country music supergroup Alabama founding member Jeff Cook. He died Monday after a long battle with Parkinson's disease. He formed Alabama with his cousins Randy Owen and Teddy Gentry. The Country Music Hall of Famer played guitar and fiddle for that band. He was 73 years old.
Today, the Huntsville Citizens Advisory Committee is hosting its last meeting of the year. That's at 5:30 tonight at the Dr. Richard Showers Recreation Center on Blue Spring Road. Members and department leaders will talk about use of force and the training that goes into determining a threat.
Well, today we should learn more about Huntsville's new pro soccer team. The team hosting a brand launch at 5:30 this evening at Mara's Music Hall. Team leaders will unveil its official club name, logo, colors, and even some of the merchandise it's going to put up for sale. That team will start playing in Huntsville at Joe Davis Stadium next year. Carson?
Off we go on a Wednesday, and we've got plenty of sunshine on the way yet again. Temperatures about 10 degrees cooler today, but still pretty mild. We'll wind up in the mid-70s, hovering around that 70-degree mark at lunchtime. A nice day to have lunch outside. If you're a fan of the warmer weather, you got a few more days. We'll stay in the mid-70s through Friday. We'll have that rain chance Friday morning in particular as what's left of Nicole just scoots on by. And then this weekend, Chris Tatum, you're ready for this, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Big chill on the way. 54 Saturday, 51 Sunday. We'll stay in the 50s all next week. Temperatures in the 20s at night. Have another system to watch by next Tuesday. So just a few more days of this mild weather, and that fall chill will be here for good.
Okay, for good.
Yeah.
As we'd
All
say
right.
back home in Mississippi, y'all come over Saturday, we'll build us a farm.
I just want to be able to wear a sweater.
Yeah, well, that too. I love this time of year.
All right, thanks so much for joining us this morning. Remember, those election results are on our website, waytv.com.
Well, Good Morning America is up next. It'll have even more election results from across the country. And we're back every 30 minutes with local news and weather updates for you. I would just left out all that and just said.
All right, hold on. Stand by. You ready?
Yeah.
Yep. Stand by. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Rise and shine, North Alabama. It is Wednesday, and we've got plenty of sunshine out there. Temperatures in the mid-50s here at 7 o'clock. Might need that light jacket heading out the door. We'll climb nicely up to near 60 by 9 a.m. And your forecast highs today, a good bit cooler, but still mild in the mid-70s. Something you'll definitely notice, not just today, but for the next couple of days, is the wind. Going to be a bit breezy. Have some gusts out of the east around 15, maybe 20 miles per hour today and tomorrow. And that'll keep things very comfortable through the end of the week.
Five, 4, 3, 2.
Plenty of sunshine on this Wednesday, maybe a few more clouds later this afternoon. Temperature-wise, we are a good bit cooler today, but still pretty mild, heading for the mid-70s this afternoon. And over the next 3 days, we will keep those temperatures in the mid-70s for those highs. Plenty of sunshine tomorrow as well, maybe a few more clouds. But then by Friday, what's left of Tropical Storm Nicole will scoot by North Alabama. That'll give us a few showers, especially Friday morning for areas east of I-65.
Stand by.
Sit down a spell.
5, 4, Chris, 3, 2.
Sunny and mild for your